Hey, hi, what's up? My name's Adam and I'm your host for Friday, so let's go. We officially have our full collab together. Monroe has joined us, as I'm sure you've heard from everyone else. We've all made our introduction videos, and this is our first week where the topic is coming out. Also, throughout the video you might hear a little clicking sound. It's like yeah, that. My camera has an autofocus that I can't turn off, which is awesome. So aside from all of that, coming out. Coming out for me was a really strange thing. I don't feel that I have, the common coming out story. There was a very short time span between the time that I legitimately knew that I was 110% trans and the time that I came out to my dad and started living my life completely as Adam. It was December of 2010, maybe? Yes, December of 2010. I saw a transgender documentary. I remember watching it and something just clicked in my head. I knew for a long time before that I liked girls and that I was gay or lesbian, but that label never felt right to me, so I never identified as it. I don't think that I ever said to anyone like, hey, I'm a lesbian. I don't think that ever happened, but I knew that I liked girls. So after watching this documentary, boom, that was it. I was like, oh my gosh, this exists, there are people in the world who feel this way, and I was like, it's okay to feel this way, and I realized at that moment that I'm a dude and I like chicks, therefore I'm not gay and I'm not a lesbian, I just am a guy who likes girls because girls are hot. So at that point, knowing that I'm trans, I slowly started to kind of send off hints to my friends. I wasn't ready to come out. I knew that I had a really accepting dad. My mom had passed away before I got the chance to tell her that, hey, I'm a dude. But she would have been really accepting as well. I grew up with a really accepting family. They were all like, it's okay to be gay. My mom really fought for gay rights, and she did a lot of work towards, LGBT rights, and, I look up to her for that. She was really great that way. So I know she would have been accepting. My dad is just as accepting as she was. I grew up in that atmosphere, and I knew that I wasn't going to have a tough time coming out to my immediate family because I knew that they were accepting. It was just, I wasn't ready myself, and I think that's its own explanation. I think that it took me longer to accept myself than it did a lot of other people. I think that there was some people that I told I was trans and they were like, oh, okay, and that was it. But for me, it took me a while to accept the fact that I was trans. And, even though I was so excited to know that I was trans and to know that, hey, I'm a dude, like, this makes sense now, everything from here on looks golden, it still took me a long time to, accept it. I hadn't heard of transgender before watching that documentary. I had heard of gay and lesbian and bisexual. I'd never heard of transgender, ever. It was like, I don't even know. I lived under a rock. I have no clue. A couple months later, I don't know if you guys know who Jaden Whale is, but he's another YouTube guy. And he posted a Tumblr post and explained how he's transgender and his journey and his story. He touched base on a bit. I remember reading it in my bed and I was just bawling my eyes out because I knew that was who I was, and I just wasn't ready to be him. I wasn't ready to be Adam. I wasn't, as much as I wanted to, and as much as I wanted to just go downstairs and be like, Dad, I'm a dude, I didn't have it in me at that point. I wasn't ready. Anyways, a couple months later, I'm sitting on the couch with my friend, and she literally looks over at me and she's like, in insert birth name here. And I'm like, what? And she's like, are you trans? And I'm like, no. I don't know why I said no. It was just kind of a spur of the moment. I truthfully was not ready to come out. Something was holding me back, and I don't know what it was. I think that I was probably scared because I barely knew about transgender myself, and to go out and say that you're something that you barely know anything about seemed kind of crazy to me. I wanted to go out and say I'm a boy, but I didn't want to go out and say I'm trans, because I didn't know what trans was. You know, I got the idea, but it seemed really far-fetched for me to just go out and say I'm trans when I barely knew anything about the label itself. So I said no. A couple days later, me and her both went to the same LGBT camp, summer camp, and I decided to put my name down as Adam, and I threw my hair up in my hat, and I wore like the baggiest clothes that I had, probably stole a couple of my brother's clothes, and I just went and I said, you use male pronouns on me, you know, I'm a boy, I am trans. Honestly, it was like the best 4 days of my life. It was just this completely eye-opening experience, and I got to just be Adam for 4 days and just try it out and, you know, see if I was actually comfortable as Adam. And I think that it's an experience that I was really lucky to have, because I know that a lot of people don't get to have that. You know, it's not like you can put your toes in the water and see if you like it. It's just you either do it or you don't. And I actually had the chance to go to this camp as Adam and see if I enjoyed being a male. I already knew that I was going to love it, but I'm a very cautious person, more then than now, but I just wanted to be sure that what I was doing was who I am. I didn't want to be that kid who cut his hair and changed his name just to go back and be like, oh no, it was a phase. Like I'm not that, you know. If I do something, it's because it's who I am, and I know that that's what I want in life. I don't do phases. I really don't. So I went to this camp. I was Adam. I had the most amazing time ever, and at the end of the camp there was a talent show, and I sing, by the way. Hi, I'm Adam, I sing. At that talent show I sang and I played guitar to Born to Be Somebody by Justin Bieber, and I remember just appreciating those 4 days more than anything in the entire world. It was the best experience of my life, and I ended up going home after the talent show, and on my drive home I get a phone call from one of the camp counselors, and he's on the phone with me and he's like, Adam, and I'm like, hey, how are you? You know, haven't seen you in a whole 10 minutes. And he was like, oh, you know, I'm good. I was just wondering if you'd like to perform in front of about 1,000 people. My face honestly dropped. My jaw dropped. Like, I was totally in complete shock. I didn't even know what to say. I was like, oh yeah, and I don't even know. 1,000 people was an exaggeration, but it was still just amazing. I don't even know. He's like, yeah, I got you a gig at Canada's Wonderland for Gay Day, August 21st. It was August 21st. I was so excited to do this. I texted my dad right after I got off the phone, and I was like, Dad, I got a gig at Canada's Wonderland, which is a theme park, by the way. He's like, that's so great, like, congratulations, sweetie. And I remember texting him back, and I was like, ... as a dude. And I have always been in the LGBT community. I've always been an ally. Even before I was out, like, I was always in the community. I was always doing things. I was always volunteering, helping with organizations and doing whatever I could. It's kind of funny that my dad never assumed that I was gay or trans or anything. So anyways, after I text him saying, you know, I got the gig as a dude, he texts me back and he's like, is there something you're not telling me? I got home. That was the moment for me that I realized I didn't have a choice. I had to come out at this very moment. I was expecting to come home from that camp and go back to my old life and, you know, put Adam back in the closet for now. It was like right now, right this second, you are going to go inside and he's gonna ask you what the hell you're doing. So my friend's mom, who drove me home, walked me inside and was like, your child has something to tell you, to my dad. And he's like sitting there and he's all like, you know, like, what's going on? Like, what are you keeping from me? I've always had a really good relationship with my dad. So, you know, I was pretty confident in telling him, Dad, I'm not a girl, I'm a boy. And, you know, I've been going by Adam for the past bit and I really enjoy it. And I hope that you can accept me and see me as your son and not your daughter. Honestly, at first, he was like sort of silent about it. I think he was just shocked more than anything. He's a very accepting guy, and you know, I'm really lucky to have him. I just remember him saying like, I still love you, and I think that's what meant the most to me at that point. It just felt good to have that reassurance that, you know, he was there. And I was like, you know, I've known that I was gay since I was little. I've known that for a long time. I don't think I told him I was gay, actually. I think I told him I was bi. I was like, I've known that I was bi since I was little. Because, you know, I don't know why I didn't say I knew I was gay, because I didn't know I was gay. I just said bi. I don't know. But I told him that I was bi as well. And he was like, oh yeah, like whatever, you know, I still love you, that's cool. Be who you are, be happy. And so that went on for a few hours, and I remember being like, okay, Dad, like, I have to go to the bathroom now. And I went to go upstairs, and he's like, he yells up the stairs, he's like, hey, and I'm like, what? And he's like, do you still sit down for that? My dad, ladies and gentlemen, oh my god, I don't even know. I was like so just shocked that he asked me that, and it was just so funny. Since then, my grandparents found out that I was trans, because this is going on 2 years ago now. My grandparents found out I was trans. They don't really talk to me anymore. That's fine, that's their choice, I'm over it. Same with most of my extended family. They're very quiet about it, kind of like a don't ask, don't tell sort of thing. Whatever their choice, I don't care. I'm not changing who I am for people that I see maybe twice a year. My friends were all super accepting. It took a long time for people to really start calling me Adam and start using the male pronouns. But you know, I kept pushing it on people because I knew that it was who I was and I wasn't gonna hold myself back anymore. I guess that's it. That's my coming out story. You know, this was like a 15-minute long video. I don't even know. Apologies. That's my story. That's my coming out story. It's been a really rad ride. It's been a really rad ride since then. And I hope that you guys stick it out with me until forever. I hope that I'm still 60 years old and YouTubing, making videos, just like an old Adam. And by then I'll have like top surgery, but it won't even matter because my skin will be like all saggy and gross. And I'll like be sitting here and just like, hello, Transtabulous. I am so excited to make this video this week because the topic is false teeth, and I love my false teeth. I really hope that at that point we have extended technology that will make me not look 60. Maybe 60 is kind of young to be saying false teeth. Maybe I should be saying like 80 or 90. My grandparents are 60 and they're still in pretty good shape. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm gonna check you guys next week. Watch out for Monroe's video on Monday. And thank you for watching. I will check you guys later.